knockout stage here in Split 2 playoffs. Oh, I like that. You saw Valden taking a bit of a breath there, a long one as well. As again, all is on the line. And honestly, I gotta say, man, some of these players we have seen struggle for so long. I think in the past couple of years, I've seen some of these players get so close, pushing through Ascension, maybe even being a Pacific team, but denied. But now is another chance, another day, another opportunity to get into the higher echelons of Valorant competitive.
I know, right? I mean, shifting homes, finding new homes now, and hopefully one where they will be happy. But for now, look at this rubble control. Drone into it as well, so there's so much info.
Oh!
But Zan! Okay.
He's already just there, feeling the push out, especially through the paranoia, through the smoke, though. They don't know about the flank coming in for Moria, and they haven't cleared him. This is beautiful stuff from either side, but RRQ is coming out on top. Mojer now by himself. No more gate crash, no more nothing to reposition. Get out of harm's way. And he's down to 10 HP. The only big thing about this one, Quack, is at least, you know, a couple of head taps is going to give him a chance, an opportunity maybe. And Zar is down to like very low as well.
Slow.
Oh, he's about to open it up. Get spotted. And, yeah, I mean, you know, cut the noise, cut the everything. It was a bit of a hold breath situation there for us and for him as well.
Yeah, I was
that's a
hoping
point
for
on the
at
board
least
for
one.
RRQ. Yeah,
But that's true. I mean, that's again RRQ. Most teams, you know, rubble control just matters so much because of the mental conditioning that it can provide, and RRQ Academy loves to operate off of it. IC then pushing in, you know, yeah, it would have been nice if you got a kill or two, but it also buys time and information for the rest of the team to rotate on over, and that's kind of where everything began to fall apart for Naos. Now pushing out with the Marshall. One-way smoke as well.
why'd you call it like that?
So. I don't know. I'm just nervous.
Oh, Icy though. He's gonna get trapped, overwhelmed. Zar down to 3 as well. Aftershock. Is anybody willing to go for the face the fight? It's gonna be Mojer. Balls of steel on this one. Nats now isolating them one by one. One more shot. Savvy though, still pretty healthy. Did he pick up a weapon? He's got a sheriff in hand. Paranoia out! What a shot to connect! 1 versus 1. He's got the information. He's got the shot. He's got the aim. He's got the clutch. And Naos right back at you, RRQ.
Get out. That is... oh my god. How do you analyze that? There's not much to go off of. I mean, I think slight misplays and reactions. I see still warming up, like, you know, like his name's a little bit cold, so not able to find or do too much. But apart from that, the game plan, everything just got thrown aside because Savvy 8K had the 1v2 sheriff clutch.
I think it was just also, you know, to kind of add to what you were discussing, right? It's capitalizing on the mistake of your opponents and making the quick decision to just press on the advantage, whether it was risky. And now I'm talking about Mojer jumping through the aftershock just to chase the kill on Zar. Still, I think Naos respecting the threat of a weaker, of a potential, you know, just kind of upgraded pistol buy of RRQ.
So, yeah, still relatively careful. You got the potential check, Jar, being able to retrieve info. But that's it, still, you gotta respect these guns. The fault line, though, might be able to do something.
Oh, Zan? There's a shotgun in the hands of Icy. He's playing cryptic at the back of the sights. No upgrades of the weapon seal just yet, but he's just trying to get up close and personal. Shots connecting. And oh, here comes the savior, Valden.
One enemy remaining.
Right behind a corner right now. The chase out, the upgrade of the weapon. Mojer's flash gives no chance for Moria to retaliate. And that's going to be another round for Naos. Pretty close, though. RRQ was making them pay for it.
decent damage, but you know, again, that does come down to, thankfully, Jar being able to position himself closer to Pillar, which then gave him information and also the fault line to set his team up for, you know, 1 or 2 kills, then for the rest of them to rotate over. So it's movements like that that I think RQA need to be, you know, more aware of. But at the same time, I gotta see Icy doing a little bit more.
That's fair. Still, though, like you mentioned, right? It might be just a cold start or a cooler start here for RRQ. Weapons in their hands, though.
Okay.
Could wake them up, potentially.
Yeah, progression,
Savvy.
smoke, and also for Naos to try to, you know, set off more traps and everything, right? Bait more out from Natsy.
Icy's so close to this. Yeah, they realize immediately what they're kind of planning on that. Are they aware that Rubble could also be exposed? I mean, no one's there, obviously. We're seeing. Oh, the double kill from Icy!
There we go.
Yeah, that's what that was what we were kind of hoping for.
I have the spike.
And not spotting anyone else out further as well should
Yeah.
inform RQ Academy enough. Of course, Natsy's still alive as well. Just makes it that much more difficult for Naos to get in anywhere.
Yeah, oh, that's going to take them a while to push through. Zan is opening up some opportunities here, but they kind of decide otherwise. Moria is in a bit of a power spot. Yeah, look at that cleared position for him. PTC, it's early, but it's going to try to make some things happen. 17 seconds playing around. Icy does not spot him. This is a potential for PTC. Timing.
10 seconds
Does he have the spike already in his hands? Icy's just going to say hello. Spots out the barrel too, and he's got a time. 1 versus 1. Get out of here. He's going to be able to plant it.
Planted.
Czar, did he come into the door? I think he does figure it out. He's got a paranoia as well. The quick little charge out. Czar's got to reposition and cannot escape PTC's clutches for the 4K. And the round given once again to Naos.
Absolutely ridiculous play. I mean, first of all, gotta point out the elephant in the room. Come on, Icy. Come on, man. There are mistakes that are happening. It was 2v1, but he goes in by his lonesome, trying to get ahead of his opponent, but not able to actually deliver on his, you know, what he was supposed to do. On the other hand, though, then for PTC to capitalize off a place like that, just so strong in how he's able to withhold and be steadfast in all these moments. Then for the next round to push on up. Now it's continuing with their onslaught down C. RQA trying to fend them off. It's just an eco round, but they're not even able to find too much. A singular kill onto Valden.
Yeah, that's not enough economic damage, at least in this eco for RQ. Usually go the other direction. So Woody's just making the best time of it. Pick up a weapon or so. If you want, just use that for exit frags, because they're already, you know, kind of lost bonus into the next one. That sheer theirs? Oh yeah, it is. So, oh wait, I mean Valden's done, so like that won't trigger anything. We'll play for that exit. So far, though, I honestly thought Naos would have a harder time, like you know, in this start of the series, because usually when their opponents kind of mix up the speed of how they approach, Naos is not a team that is, I think, quick to adapt. It takes them like 2 to 3 rounds to understand the setup of their opponent, right? Or the tempo of their opponent. But so far, they're setting up, they're creating their own tempo, and RRQ's the one kind of paying for it.
And I think that might be showing us, you know, Naos leveling up from that previous OT game where they were truly tested, right? They found a new level to themselves where they have the resilience to withstand a lot of these. As long as they're sticking together, sticking to their game plan, whatever RQ Academy is trying to throw at them currently, it just bounces off. RQ Academy needs to slow things down a little bit, you know, work together more as a team. Sure, you got a map control, but you can't afford to be giving Naos these advantages, especially in terms of numbers. So still, I guess currently right now trying to switch up the defensive positions. Natsy onto the A side instead. But then Mosher's able to toy around the dimensional drift, the gate crash, and everything. Ult's online for almost everyone as well.
I like how Mojer saved this rest of his ultimate to clear out the early contact for Rubble, just in case, right? It's free, and it gives now so much more room to kind of play around with. Nats is holding the back of the site, completely blinded, no conversion, and that is a blow up onto Zan. Big flank coming in from PTC, but RRQ is ready for it. Look at Naos scatter away from such a great defense. Valden wants to repeat the situation, misses the shot, the chase down. Mojer gets a kill from out of nowhere, actually pushing up into stairs. Icy just barely missing him as well here. Mojer's efforts will go down as Savvy in a 3 versus 2 does have Valden right beside him. The Armageddon denies. They do have some breathing space as well. Again, 30 seconds in the clock. There's a long flank coming in from Moria as well. If he opens that door, they will know it is a 1 from the front, 1 in the behind. And they can address that. Moria making sure that he will make them look because of the smokes and everything. But look at this high-low. Valden. Question is, what can he throw out as some kind of respawn? Wait, was that too early from Savvy? I mean, they know already he's right above. Valden coming around the corner here. It's a 1 versus 1 against Moria, but it looks at the other direction. That might not be too good. Savvy's in a 1 versus 2. 7 bullets in a dream, and he cannot convert. He cannot. Spray transfer in time. Falls to Moria. What a retake from RRQ.
So close, though. There was still a chance Savvy might have found it, but thankfully Moria was holding on to his teammate. You know, wait for my smoke to come back up. We can play together around. There's no need to, you know, go off too eagerly. So thankfully, because of that, right, RRQ Academy able to string it around back together. You still see some glimpses, though, you know, despite the early kills from Icy, that there are times where they're running off on their own a little bit, right? Just looking for these individual plays or individual moments to fend off any incoming attackers or to gather further information. But it's those specific... I mean, I'm just taking a look at it. Our tech pause is done, but Naos, they were one of the first few teams to get eliminated in the previous stages playoffs. So if they are able to make it through this elimination stage right now, boy, that would be a lovely sight.
Oh, Icy. That's a chase down. Immediate back away from Naos here. Aftershock, though. Valden does have a bit of a pocket there to actually just not get caught. Gate crash used to trigger the fake out or the shear. Okay, I got bamboozled. What a shot from that, Z.
Whew. Hell of a tap.
Yeah,
kind of makes all that util spent worth it now. And then for Moria to continue jiggling, does pick up the information as well. The rest of the team able to then rotate on over and play it with numbers.
Zan and the rest of Naos gonna be claiming the C site. Savvy's got the spike in hand. Moria, yeah, that was about to say as well. Could get caught. Holding the spike as well. No plants just yet. Now he'll be able to do so. Any big ultimates to retake. They got a Still Garden. It's prepared up. Here comes the salvo. There is 2 players holding the C site while PTC is going in for the flank. This... Okay, that spike is planted at least for the open, so there's a chance. Zan waiting for this ultimate to just go down. 1 versus 1 first. Goes up again. Valden coming around the corner. There's a flash potential here. The reaction, and there is going to be the refrag from Valden. What a bro to help out Zan. Picks up the 3K and the clutch as well.
I'm smiling.
Absolutely crazy again. I'm running out of ways to describe these rounds, but it's the post plants now as they keep finding them. The retakes for RRQ Academy are not successful, Aserai, and this is why, right? You got the ults, you got like, the opening. It's a 4v5. But look at this, right? You're feeling confident off of your shots. You have the Still Garden, and yeah, you need to take space off of it, but not that much where you individually peek onto your opponents. I guess maybe a slight misread on the timing of how long that Steel Garden actually lasts. But they pushed straight in, and unfortunately, that's where they got sniped. Naos able to hold their ground. Naos able to recollect. And this is where, yes, the timeout from Coach Sky is very, very much so desperately necessary. He's got to kind of get the boys communicating, working together again. They're able to communicate like information to each other, sure, but the individual movements at times, dude, I'm seeing them running off by themselves, and that you cannot have that, especially when Naos are this online.
I do like that, you know, just looking back at that last round as well. Naos just planted the spike in a spot where it's never going to be comfortable for RRQ to defuse it, so they have to always challenge. So probably also another reason, right, why it was just so difficult for RRQ to retake that. Still though, okay, we're starting this round bit immediately loaded. That's a bit of resources expended here. Any answer back from RRQ? There it is. What a trap from Naos. I like that. Using a little bit and gets a rile out of RRQ, goes the other direction immediately and starts opening up this B site. There's going to be the push out, the paranoia just blinds everybody coming out through baby door. Side room. Zar's already been caught out and it's down to Moria. Where is he? Can we see Moria or will there be less of you? Well, looks like there's less of him. Flawless round for Naos here.
Yeah, not so much coming out from RQA. That was a round where they only had the half buy, though, so I won't look too much into it just yet. Still mentally conditioning Naos to kind of play further back, right? Always with the early push-outs. The reactions getting baited out, though. You're absolutely right. I mean, you look at the movements and mechanics of the Naos players. They're going in together as a team. I wonder how many how many first kills Zan already has picked up. Now they're close to their ults again for potential post plants as well. RQA has to watch out. Whoa. Really?
Well, maybe they should wash out for RRQ because they're the ones charging right in. Fastline's already been used here. And look at out in the open. It's a firefight, but
spike down B.
Yeah, just a bit of a call there for aggression, but it kind of just blew up in their face. And now RRQ's defense pretty much spread thin.
Right now it's just hunker down, stay close together. It's one each across all three sites. That is, you're looking at a 4-to-1 ratio in every attack. Zar though,
oh, he's fending him off by himself. Or himself, not himself. Zar, Z names.
You like the names, Astra?
I don't even know if that's the right. If that's the right accent. Ooh, big flanks from Woody though. Well, where's Buzz? To infinity and beyond here. Is this a RRQ story? Oh, the pop shot through this to the wall. Nazi coming right in around the corner. Tries to go for the pinch. Denied. Yeah, every single weapon. Just lots of thorns. Oh, the Woody's right there. The double up. And there it is. Trap set and sprung. 7 to do for Naos.
How many straight rounds has it been even? I've lost count, but we'll get a glimpse of it in a second. That's it though, still. Alright, 3 rounds in a row. Now the timing on that steel guard just makes you feel so uncomfortable, but also for the players to be able to find the frags. I mean, the push out, you see it doesn't pay off. But they kept on going. Not enough info call off the other ends of the map, and there's some disconnect there somewhere. And just Naos, on the other hand, they're doing everything right. And they're still keeping it steady. Off to the next round, slow approach back into A. They don't see anything too much. Of course, it's all the pistols and not too much in terms of utility from RQA.
They're just out of there already.
Yeah, right. Util baited.
Ooh, I like
Got
this
less
though.
for the retake.
Yeah, I like how they now splits up, and the duo that they kind of chose to go for the split is Zan and Savvy, just because it's the neon. Yeah, it's the neon fade. It's much easier for them to go for quick rotates and clear out corners, especially when you're hiding in a spot, and then you can just call them back with the rest of your team.
Precisely. All right, Prowler to clear. You know, Zan's just able to work alongside Savvy. He's not running too far ahead. And then all of a sudden, like, singular kills found. It's rotations pulled over. Zan to lurk.
There's a trap sprung as well. That's a weapon pickup as well from Icy. Spike's still in the hands of PTC here, so, I mean, he can't lose his
30
life
seconds left.
because he's about to drop a bomb.
Yeah,
He's going to play the...
That.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm
he's
pretty
got
sure
the
he
smokes.
knows. That's also
Yes. That's it, though. Nightfall at the hands of Savvy.
Mojo's just right in front of him. The push out, though. The timing! I thought that flash wasn't going to hit Icy, but somehow manages to do so. The wrap around, the ring around, the punishes as well. Czar now in it. Oh, I'm just going to be quiet.
There's
Czar
not
was setting
much-
up. Yeah,
I
and then
know.
PTC's just slapping him down. Silly.
What an angle to hold, and that's one of those angles where it's just so much experience for you to recognize that, all right, this is a spot where I can spot my opponent's head as he, pushes out from spawn. It's just so sharp, so good, great recognition. And Naos are just running circles around RRQ Academy, quite literally, especially when Zan is the one kind of, running circles around the map, lurking all of a sudden. Something's in the water for RQA, and they really need to figure out what.
So aggressively, and then RQ's just kind of left using like 50% of their resources, or their abilities, and then they can't really do anything else to stop Naos from just, attacking mid-round.
That's a very big part of it. But this is a good start, though. A little bit of control. You leave Moria with a bit of an escape plan as well if he TPs out. So more controlled.
Oh, thought that was a real one. Lots of real ones here. Shout out to all the kings and queens watching the stream right now.
Face your fear.
Icy. Malden no way wins this, right? Yeah. I mean, it's just a bit too much pocketed.
Does bait out the Rolling Thunder from Jar, though. Look at this. That ult spent. Now you're working with a slightly weaker retake. Meanwhile, Naos has a free A site. Zan pushing further in as well.
Just falls down. Ooh, PTC? He gets away!
Shit.
And he hasn't planted on any side. They're just gonna get away from this one. RQ still holding A, checking, just making sure. And Naos is already on their side. Mojo finally falls. PTC abandons. Savvy, he's still here? No, he just... Wait. Okay, I was about to say, maybe PTC actually just goes back A site. But Savvy has to go for a quick wraparound because this means that PTC is in a 2 versus 1. The spike is planted out in the open and also for mound, so they can play that lower angle. No smokes, all initiator util, stuns. Maybe the salvo, we'll see. Aftershock forces PTC to check the corner here. The push out, Woody is low, falls down, and now it's a 1 versus 1. The timing from Savvy to just re-peek Czar. No chances for him to have anything.
Last round in the half.
Tough luck. Really not a single scenario where RQA was able to walk away with that one. I mean, look at the movements from Zan. This guy is just completely, absolutely activated. And then the mid-round calling for the rest of the Naos players to all of a sudden rotate on over, catch a couple of players, get the spike planted onto C. It just... You've robbed every single advantage that RQ Academy ever had away.
Malden?
It's okay. He's got the outlaw too.
An overdrive. Oh, right in his face. The flash outs as well. He's by his lonesome. Rest of Naos is just out of there. So, gotta love the play on this one. It's a 4 versus 3. Sure, Zara is down to low, but the numbers still favoring Naos here.
Not too much in terms of the ults. You got some smokes, but I'm keeping my eye on Zan. He's got the overdrive.
He's seeing a lot of just donks coming out. Zan using that fast lane, repositions. I wonder how long this smoke is going to last, but it seems like it doesn't matter because he's the smoke shooter god, shoots through smoke god, I mean. Zan now has the electric fingers, zappy zap, and Moria is done. We're going to be finishing this first half 10-2.
10-2. just ridiculous scoreline. I mean, look at how this double duelist works out so well in the post plan. All over the place. Even if RRQ Academy does push out, Naos are able to recognize what they need to do, working around so many different angles.
18 to Zan, 8 to Icy. Maybe this is the side that redeems himself. Charges right in, and it seems like, oh, he's charging right in. There is no escape right now for Valdin. How does he still get that? No way. I mean, sure. Seaside is already gone. Tries to reposition. No, no. He just 1v2'd them. No assist from anyone else from the team. He single-handedly picked them off. I mean, they're going to have the site taken. Sure, plant on the spike successful. But at what cost? The timing as well. Now is on the retake. Positioning, spotted out. Zara coming around the corner here, using that Razor Vine to isolate him. Nazi by himself, 2 versus 1 around the bend. Zar pushing through, and now it's Woody, the long wrap around the flank. But does he have time? Does he even have the capability to 3 versus 1 while 1 is already defusing? No. Naos take the pistol on the second half.
I like this, Asarai. It puts RRQ Academy into a casket. This round, so flavorful, you know? Like, so
Ghoul.
much of... yeah.
Cadaver.
From Naos. I love that you picked up that reference right away. Oh
Yeah.
my
All right.
god.
Calm
But
down,
look,
Times New Roman.
These fights that RQA are taking, especially
Yeah.
Icy and Morea, that was dry. They got to whet their opponent's appetite with some utility a little bit, but Naos are just recognizing all these situations so quick. And look at this right now. Free information outside of B pillar. Meanwhile, you got Mojer in position around C mount as well.
Oh! I feel like RRQ are just kind of done for. They're cooked. All right, hold on. Nazi is hitting them shots. Maybe it's not over till it's over. Okay, it's definitely not over till it's over. Shots connecting here from Icy, bringing in the pain with the Bucky. This kind of spread approach working for RRQ swimmingly. That smoke dissipating. Zara trying to isolate a fight here. Nazi in a that was an awkward interaction, but Nazi coming out on top. Savvy and PTC now got their work cut out for them. The push out through the smoke gives them a little bit of cover. This haunt is definitely giving them a lot of room to work around with inside the smoke. The push out as well. PTC now in a 1 versus 1. The drop down, and there's Savvy. Does he have time? He's getting closer. Yeah, he does. I'm not. I mean, I was freaking out a little bit, but that spike was nowhere near explosion.
Well, it might have been like 2 or 3 seconds close to it. I'll give you that one. Look at that, 3 seconds away from almost blowing up. But
If you kind of round it up, right, it's 4 seconds. It's like 3.8, man.
yeah. So it's fair to kind of still freak out.
0.8 seconds is a long time, okay? It's a very long time.
I'm
all
trying
right.
to help you out, man. But yo, match point for Naos. That is just so quick. They might not have, you know, the full kit, the full arsenal going into this round, but they've done considerable damage to RQA all throughout. Let's see if RQA's got it in them.
I was about to say, like, maybe. Oh, here it is. Okay. Mojer backing away here. Gate crashes all the way through Waterfall. He's setting himself up. The flash, the peek, the push. No one's at home, but no, here it is. The conversion, and it's Aim Labs time. Wait, no! Down to Nazi, down to very low digits, and he falls. Naos, dominant performance, 13-2. And a start, a great start in this series.
Fabulous. Just everything. I mean, let's be honest. First few rounds that went through, we were a little bit nervous. All right, you see the crazy movement from the RQA players. I think Nazi has still been hitting nasty shots all throughout the game. He had a crazy one tap. He's looking for other crazy kills the second half as well. But what it really comes down to is still tiny gaps, tiny mistakes from RQA, and players like Savvy, PTC, see the experience that they had, just really hunkering down, finding the impossible clutches, making them possible, and all those things come together to really give them such a cohesive game. I mean, Savvy was reading this one, and apart from that, this kind of, in turn, allows for Zan to do his thing as well. I mean, so many first kills picked up by Zan just because of his movements across the map. Literally, again, running circles around RQ Academy. This kid is literally 18 years old. You know what? He's born in 2007. He's born in 2007. What? I can't. I'm too old.
I think I was just discovering like Kung Fu Panda at that time. Was it? Or no, it's Rush Hour 3. Oh my goodness, I feel so old. But anyways, yeah. Back to the discussion at hand, right? You're absolutely right. And honestly, it just also didn't feel like RRQ's time at all. Because you know how sometimes if strat fails you, aim is where you can just fall back on because obviously it's a shooter game. But then you see these kind of situations where it's not supposed to happen. You saw that 1 versus 2 where Valdin was supposed to be, you know, picked off already, but somehow he just kind of wins that duel. That's not supposed to happen. RRQ is kind of just in shambles, at least here on Lotus. So all that being said, right, there has to be some form of mental reset because this is just so different, and we haven't seen Naos this dominant in this particular fashion in a very long time. So that being said, they definitely, it's not as, I think it's not as, what's the word here? It doesn't force you to be as thin as you think because there's fewer angles of attack, right? So maybe that helps out RRQ, especially now that they're going to be starting on that defense side.
Well, hopefully, yeah, hopefully. Especially on defense, but they were also starting on a defense on Lotus. Oh my god, I don't know. Well, everything that we're saying, you know, we are on the outside looking in, so we can't really make like full assessments. Right? Who knows what they're dealing with? But hopefully they are able to fix it up. But here we go. Got that waylay, and it's gonna be light speed straight into market.
Yeah, getting quick, concise information as well. And look at this. I like the timing from Zan as well. He's already out of there, back into B main, but then the rest of Naos are already going in the other direction. Still though, look at the press play coming in from RRQ. This might be a little bit too over convoluted for Naos as an execution because RRQ are just coming in for the punish. Icy is already here to clear things up. Valen able to make a little bit of damage here. The reposition from Zan gets caught out, and it's all down to Mojer not hitting any of the shots. Wood is prepared for it, and that is going to be RRQ back on the table. Pistol in hand.
Back on track. Yeah. It's nice. That's the RQ Academy that you want to see. Nobody's like overcooking too much. This time it was Naos overcooking a little bit. You know, that strat of trying to sell a bit of a fake into B, some mid-round adaptations into A. Yeah, but also the sound being made, especially around A short or tree, and then the smokes that came up really just cordoned them off. So go with something simple.
Same thing from Zan here though. Pretty aggressive starter. Does get caught out. I never noticed that you can actually use that as a counter sort of to Waylay, where if you double dash with her, you just kind of be in the line of dash and then you just stop her dead in her tracks and you can punish for that. I mean, it's not gonna happen every time, right? But
yeah,
it's a nice thing you can try out.
It is pretty interesting, isn't it? Because you can't shoot mid dash, so
yeah,
that's definitely one way to work around it. Unfortunate, as Valen's Lurk not gonna be able to become effective, and at that point, the movements for the remainder of the round from Naos way too clear for RQ Academy.
There is a bunch of things just stopping Naos from entering the site. Paranoia just circumvented by Czar, and that is, yeah, as you can see, a flawless round from RRQ here. Great start.
Imagine wanting to walk into a a scythe or take a walk in a park, then a vehicle drives by and gets splashed with water. A bird takes a crap on your clothes. Everything just, it's such a bad day. But you know what? It is just round 2. So being able to buy up now means a lot. But we'll see how much now it's just really gleamed from RQA's defensive setups. Because you know at least Nazi probably to play around B site. RQ Academy probably going to have 1 or 2 players around market, right? They had players blocking that door from before. So if you're Zen, if you're Naos, it's time to change up the game plan a little bit. And it's a tech pause for now, but taking a look at the minimap, yeah, I think they are trying to adjust around things, right? 3 towards B, 2 towards A, and hopefully they're able to bait out or find a couple picks here and there.
Yeah, fair enough. Quick little tech pause. Hopefully we can address that quickly here. And so I'm curious to see what the setup will now be for Naos on the offensive. You mentioned how, again, you know, just looking at the positioning of RQ here, a lot more proactive on mid. And Icy can, you know, play, yeah, there you go. Icy can play that more aggressive position, especially now that he's on that Yoru and just, you know, kind of gate crash out of harm's way. Savvy really fighting for this angle here. It's only really just Moria. Bit of a heat check as well on what's kind of the haps on A main. So reactive smoke, nothing else.
Yeah.
It's kind of just chill at the beginning.
Very chill. A little bit too chill for Naos, maybe, you know? If you're RQ Academy, you're kind of assessing the situation, seeing the same things happen from Naos from before, so you're kind of aware. You didn't see Zan yet, and you're thinking he's either around mid or B main, which RQA would be right.
Yeah, they're catching Zan a little bit off guard here. Does he have any support? He just dashes away, and there is a head tag, but no kills nonetheless. Woody does get a answer back. Mojer, unfortunately, going to be falling down. Savvy's able to get that refrag, but this is still kind of anyone's game. Naos haven't really gotten that map control that they wanted, and RRQ is just responding so well to the stimuli. Icy's got himself a nice little tuck position on window here. Wonder if Savvy's prepared for this. Absolutely not. Flash for the reaction. 19 seconds. Czar's the only one holding on this B site, but he does have a tripwire on B main. I don't know if that's going to matter coming into the follow-up on this round, but they haven't really planted anything. Czar peeking out, gets the pick. Here comes the tripwire, or rather the recon dart, and Icy's just there for the refrag. And RRQ, quick 3 rounds, and Naos is having trouble.
Yeah, that's the IGL that we're looking for. He played it safe down to the very last second just to find that first pick in a, well, situation where there were only 2 players left in Naos, which meant it's not safe enough to get that spike planted. And as we saw, you know, Valden couldn't even try. And with that means less economy for the upcoming round. So we're going to see a bit of a snowball beginning to pile up now for RQ Academy. Outlaw being purchased up. And once again, needing to see Naos work their way across the map a little bit differently.
Oh, that triple. Oh, wow, that recon dart is just beautiful. Icy is going to be down, though, but I mean, that gave up a lot of information, I think, for RQ to kind of play it around with. Woody. Look at this angle. Immediately sees the stealth drone and starts to back away. Paranoia being thrown right in front of his face. Can't really react to that. Door not closed, but that fragment stops him dead in their tracks. Now the rest of Naos trying to go through heaven here. These sheriff shots so important to connect, but there's no opportunity for PTC to really find anything. Moria's holding that position. He'll quick little peek out. Just denied, and it's all down to Savvy here. Drone just chugged up. He's tagged as well. Can't really get away. And then there it is, just the chase down. RQ's just on fire in the defense here, Quack.
All right, all of a sudden, both teams swapping up form. RQ Academy are the ones on fire right now. And pretty soon, you would hope to see a timeout being called by Coach Amix because, I mean, this was an eco, so sure, fair enough. But it just feels odd, you know, to watch them go for this sort of pathing where you're starting off from tiles, you're not really creating that much pressure around B or baiting out that much around B, in fact. Maybe a smoke or two or the recon. But then it just takes or spends so much more from you, your own team, Naos, to rotate all the way from mid then to A short, where at that point your movements are very obvious to your opponents. They are already in position, watching and waiting. Amix does have the nasal inhaler from Thailand though, so he knows
I
what's
brought
up.
mine out as well. So
Oh, yo, you got yours too.
yeah,
So
I'm trying to channel my inner Amix as well here.
you're gonna cook up some good strats for him, right? What I would hope to see is Valdin playing the solo lurk around B main. As a Vise, there's so much that you can do with the shear wall, the flash, and that would keep your opponents interested in that one spot. Oh, exactly. That's what he's doing right now. And then you have the rest of the 4 towards A, maybe top mid, set up some kind of like an A split or something. Like this is how, you know, you might be able to create more pressure across the map.
You know what? I think they're playing this game the same way they're. Oh, yeah, they saw him. I was about to say, well, it popped out on the mini map. Okay, this is a completely different way to go about things, and it kind of backfired, I think, on RRQ side. I was about to say, just before they start playing that spike. I think the way that Naos has been playing this is the same way that they've been playing Lotus, which is to kind of charge out into the site. But again, I mentioned they're not as spread thin compared to Lotus for RRQ here, so you can't really do the same thing. Now I think Naos is starting to maybe realize that.
Precisely. Also, the sudden surprise and sudden switch up definitely caught RQA off guard. So now it's a solo Woody. He did start off pretty well against Valdin, but they are aware that he's out by heaven.
Yeah. I wonder if they're going to try to challenge this. PTC. Oof. Tag onto Mojer. Yeah, they're probably not going to think twice before pushing up into A main like that. Entirety of Naos is just ready to receive.
All right. Now we get to see, Naos being able to launch himself back in the game. Alts are coming online soon enough. Maybe 1 or 2 points away for some of them. A couple of them have them as well. And same setup. It's worked once before. Let's go with the same thing. Zan sticking towards B though, trying to create some further pressure. RQ Academy maybe peeking out.
Icy really wanted to get that first shot in.
Yeah.
Yeah, the smoke immediately propped in front of his face. This A short has been a primo position. Ooh, this could be something. The slowdown? Moria around the corner. Oh no, they do not check nothing. Are they even? Yeah, no, they're just gonna punish for that. And Icy. Brother, that's gotta hurt. I mean, you have to check your corners. No, it's just
They didn't anticipate it. They were hit by the flash, the paranoia, and they didn't realize that he TP'd over. So.
That's fair.
Unlucky, but okay.
Good timing.
Maybe get into
from
site,
Moria.
get the spike down.
Now they're going to be playing this 2 versus 4. Spike's going to get planted. Mojer is in hero mode, but he gets caught out. Reposition, and Icy just drops down for the cold-blooded shorty kill. And the rounds continue.
Yeah, I know, right? Like, both teams just exchanging blow for blow, but this time it's RQ Academy with much more damage, much more weight behind each and every punch. I mean, you saw Mojer. Like, that was a pretty decent idea, The door's getting broken, so the only thing that you can do to keep yourself in the fight is to put that smoke up. But also to swing into it and to walk with whatever kills you can find. Unfortunately, his wings got clipped because there were that many more opponents on the other side. So,
Cutting through.
yeah, that's what happens when you have you're that one gorilla up against multiple men on the other side. I see with the op again challenging. He wants this so much, dude.
Valen has the arc rose right in front of him too. I mean, he just jiggled this straight up. He's gotta feel some pressure though in B main, right? Yeah, he's hearing the gate crash already. Calls the help from PTC. And it's just gonna back away. So far, Naos hasn't done anything else other than just keep pressuring A short. Like they've tried like 3 different variations for how to push A short, and it hasn't gone so well.
It's the same pathing again and again and again. And Morea this time repositions himself towards A, so he still has the flash if that hit still comes push to shove.
Be right back. Hitting the brakes.
Different
little
progression
dash
this time though.
Yeah, for Zan as well. Right? This is a very heated approach here for Naos. I wonder if this is actually going to work out in their favor. Armageddon used here by Woody to delay them. Steel Garden as well activated. These pistols not really phasing RRQ at all. Damage be done. Not Z coming around the corner here. Weapons about to be brought up. There's like 15 seconds and that spike is outside B main. Shots just not connecting and Naos is in trouble. RRQ, they got their second win here, Quack.
I killed them. Simple as that.
Yeah, it's so quick. And it just keeps on going through with it. I mean, that was the best possible scenario, especially with Valden putting up the Steel Garden, but unfortunate. Once again, RRQ Academy had numbers and spades and being able to read the situation well enough. So, seeing the buys up. Nazi with the affiliate on the A site. And once again, okay, Naos trying more approaches down B as well as mid this time.
Yeah, like the idea of this one, but Zan is just not getting any success whatsoever with this waylay. He's used the ultimate, he's used the double dash, it didn't work on the pistol, it doesn't work here. Null command activated already for Savvy. Icy hits a shot. All the way underneath. And they're just popping through the wall right now. Czar pockets himself beautifully around the corner. Moja's gonna have to go hyper, but gets denied. Zan coming in from the flank, immediately called out by Woody. And that's going to be RRQ. I think we're just going to go for a quick little map 2 here and just straight up go to match point or series point at 3. Because RRQ is looking unstoppable. They awakened something carnal, something primal in the RRQ players.
Feels like it, doesn't it? Every single round, every single attempt that Naos tries to throw down just doesn't go the right way. Well, this one I'm questioning. Is this really an RQA timeout? Might be, especially with Coach Sky. You can see his lips moving. So possibly trying to keep them on top of the game, not running away too much with the solo plays. But right now we're not really seeing too much of that either. Just being able to lock down Naos every step of the way. They're recognizing where Zen is going to be, and once that happens, where the rest of the team is going to be as well. The one round where Naos has been successful so far, though, again, that was after Coach Amix did call the timeout. That was after you saw that explosion out from A main. And then, you know, Morea and Nazi couldn't quite hold the site just because they were surprised by it.
And it just feels, honestly, it also feels like just Naos can't find that first pick to whittle down the defense for RRQ.
Time to jump.
So because of that as well, I think like RRQ is just always playing to their strengths in the defense, right? Even though there's a setup for Naos here and there, that lack of starting pick is really ruining Naos. And again, you can't really just say the answer to that is just get a pick first. It's just RRQ have been playing such a safe game, and they know when to strike. It's such a difficult position to be in if you're Naos, and that's why I honestly don't know if that was RRQ timeout or whatnot, because you know from what we saw a while ago. But more than anything else,
Doing a thing.
Naos is just very much hard pressed. It's another dash in again here. Great catch, but no check around the corner. That will be a trade for Czar. Icy's still holding B main here, but immediately TP's back out. Still, no real chances to push that B side, and honestly, even more so could be saved for A, especially with the strip wire in front of their eyes. Nazi coming around the corner here, using that Cypher cage to his advantage. The flash out, and Savvy's missing these shots. These are very crucial shots. He's got to have to connect a little bit more, which he does. Reposition for Moria. He could not TP out. Maybe that doesn't matter because he hasn't really taken any damage. Here comes Icy for the retribution. It's a 3 versus 2. Czar wrapping around on A main. PTC, sheriff in hand. His teammate gasping at straws with 5 HP remaining. And these two have got to do something. Shots. PTC out in the open, caught by Czar, and that's going to be, well, that.
Tough game so far still, and it continues to be that way for Naos. They, once again, are somewhat able to get the spike down. Another round where you can't really read or write too much into it given their guns, but it still doesn't look great, right? You're trying, I mean, a play like this is meant to cost, like, incept some chaos into your opponent's setups. But once the hit goes through onto the A side, I mean, it was a little bit more successful, especially with the flashes that came out, but took some time for the kills to come online. Now you've got the guns. You can't really run the same plan any further. What's it gonna be? You've seen Icy play around the main as well as bottom mid for a couple of rounds now, but once you go back into it, well, you know, how are you gonna challenge him or work your way back in from A short, which is something that they've been doing several times now. Oh.
Spike down mid.
If they can't clear him right now, he's just going to TP out.
My
So,
ultimate is ready.
yeah. That will be a 1-for-1 trade. Woody's about to go for the re-peek here. He's so prepared for that. Could even go for a 2 versus 1. Zanj able to get these refrags, keeping his team afloat.
Give me a corpse.
Still not over, though. Nazi's so... oh no, he's gonna TP back right in front of his face! What is Zan doing? That is just criminal! A mortal sin to say at the least. Moria gonna go for the peak. He absolutely does not know where to look. And Naos, it's safe to say they are more than in trouble. They are digging themselves in a hole, at least here in the first half.
And I do have to point it out now. At this point, PTC still on the 0 kills, man. I mean, I know he's on the Teo, so it's a different scenario, but or maybe even a little something, but it's not going through. This round, though, everything was almost okay until that little dash, which, yeah, he was meant to be sort of that lurker, but I guess this is where the inexperience begins to show a little bit. Round 11, we got a full stack, well, 1-4 split. Once again with the 4 stack into A. Valdin, though, not too much in terms of the utility department. There's not enough pressure onto its B site.
First time we kind of saw them going in for... I think this is the play that you kind of mentioned as well, right? Having that lurk from Valdin and everyone else just kind of pushing in. A little flanks from Moria, but no one's just checking it. What is happening? This is just beautiful right now for RRQ. 2 of the players for Naos that's on the A side is kind of trapped on Hell, and they know about this. The smoke is just beautifully placed. Nazi playing around using this shorty, but it might actually be a little bit too much. They overreached on that one, and RRQ gets blasted by Savvy with the 4K. One more round.
The Guardian as well. They can at least find one more round. Naos might be able to possibly turn things around if they are able to pick up the pistol as well in the second one, but this is where you get to see things, right? I mean, RRQ Academy beginning to read, okay, this is the exact game plan they're going for. You see the full, most of the team on the A side. Let's just rush in. And they completely ignored the B side, ignored Valdin. Did overcook a little bit with too much attention in towards Hell, but we'll see now. Pushing out of A main. Oh, perfect tags.
Yeah. Oh, they actually re-peeked that one. That's going to be a trade for them. Wait. Okay. I was about to say, was that still icy? No, he's refragged already. Good response, though, from either side. But what an aggressive start from RRQ. Here comes the ultimate. The drop down, Zan! Zan, where was this? All around. The drop down, you'd think that he'd probably be in trouble. You are mistaken, good sir. Bit of a just heat check there, and he gets the one. Flanks.
Valden.
The push out. Z though. Timing. Valden making sure that he's got the perfect angle. With that backfire, looks like that's a no. Nadzi was just kind of looking straight into A main.
Switching sides.
And we end this first half 3-9.
There we go. That's one of the that they did, but it does begin his pistol as well. If Naos are able to turn things around on the defense as well, hopefully this is where you get to see the Vies do a little bit more than you would want. PTC as well, that's it. RQA actually starting things off more calculative. Like, how about this?
Slow approach as well, though. But this is a ruse from RRQ. They're just going the other direction. There could be some trouble here for Mojer if he kind of holds this position for far too long. He doesn't have a way to TP out of harm's way, and he just kind of unearthed a whole kind of worms here. Might be forced to back away for the meantime, using straight up that salvo. TP from Icy, but he's just alone on the site for the moment. No peeks out just yet, and Mojer is, yeah, he really wanted to go for that push out, but got caught by the, you know, fragment and everything. Savvy hitting some shots here out in the open. But hold on, fight's not done yet. Now it is, as both Woody and Moria just make quick work of the two remaining players on Heaven from Naos.
Right? Blink of an eye, all of a sudden the fight's done just before it even began. You had some decent exchanges, but the one main difference being, apart from the kind of rotations being pulled across the map, a player as fearless as Icy, gate crashing towards backside on A, just really thwarts everything off. You know, even though now it's beginning to push out, and they saw some players getting the spike down around generator. One thing they weren't expecting were more players around A main, as well as Icy backside. Next round coming up, Salvo's being traded, and RRQ Academy with the guns, trying to play conservative to keep them off for the upcoming bonus.
Valden's in a very risky spot here. He does have the support of his teammate, able to get that first pick. PDC might have to just run away from this because he's just too close to the situation. Zan with a fallback angle here as well to help out his teammate, PTC. He got a crossfire with these pistols, but there's no more need to really chase here for Naos. Naos kind of feeling that as well. Call for the quick little flash. Nazi around the corner here, but he's going to be able to isolate that fight. Zan as well. Really using that jiggle, and it's not done. And Nazi's gonna be able to pick up these 3 kills, only leaving Mojer to his devices. He's coming out through short.
It was their life.
Yeah, Sight's gonna get blasted by Woody. RRQ putting Naos in a very steep hole.
Yeah, just gonna keep digging that grave up for their opponents. They already have the land and the plot marked for them. It just works out so great. You know, they know exactly what they need to do in this attacking half, and they're doing all of it. Just marking out the exits, pushing in, having some other spots of the maps being watched as well. And because of that, the guns carried over onto the next round. Now it's with the full buy now to try to toss things around as well. Drone towards the middle, doesn't spot anything. Recon doesn't check, but does pull Zen over, which then might bait out even more. Meanwhile, the rest of RQA, yeah, they've tripped that sheer wall.
That kind of forces a bit of attention, right, from Naos, because now they got nothing to really get that information. That's why Zan's just there holding the angle.
This
RRQ.
is how you do that slow creep into A.
Yeah. Fragment used. And I like this from RRQ, though. They're not pushing towards the A site. They're looking for that control on Heaven here.
Spike down.
Savvy is pretty much prepared for it. The peek out. Can't really stop them from picking up that spike as well. Paranoia in tow. Bit of a very confusing time to be in this one. Zan hoping that he can maybe get some contact here and there, but Nazi with Guardian. So oppressive. Using that that smoke for Mojo so that he can have access onto the A side. It is helping them out though. You can already see Moria trying to reposition. Gets chased down by Mojo, and that's a round on the board here for Naos.
Yeah, having enough in the bank left to go off of this retake. Naos keep themselves alive and afloat. RRQ Academy, on the other hand, I think just maybe slightly lacking in firepower somewhat. Also not fully anticipating their opponents to make such confident plays, possibly. I mean, you don't expect them to be pushing past your smoke, especially up towards the top of A heaven like that, you know? And that's how Jar got caught. A little bit unfortunate, but it works out well for Naos. And it kind of signals to you that maybe this is what they need to do a little bit more of in the second half, or really subvert their opponent's expectations. Right now, though, at least it's the Salvos and Mojer to mow them down.
Starting to wake up here as well. A huge step in the right direction. Still, Woody can see he's already priming up for something here. Maybe just throw out a concuss or something for him to get some value off of things. The paranoia as well, and they really just want to chase for the kill here, especially now that they've kind of just been dwindled in terms of the numbers. Nadzi around the corner and gets spotted, denied, and intercepted by Savvy here. And Naos starting to get a bit of steam. It's damaged too much, though, from RRQ. We'll have to see.
Yeah, might be. I mean, still is now. It's just being able to come in with the trade protocols all the way out A main. Meanwhile, RRQ Academy maybe sitting on a timeout or two here and there, trying to send themselves to map point. Still looking for it.
He wants to peek out. Zan's got the operator. Actually, no. Make that the outlaw. Wants them to actually go for another peek here. Spots out the first one. The second connecting, though, but not enough to actually really get anything. Savvy wants to help out his teammate there for a refrag, but just can't really find anything. They know that he's somewhere on short. Sinos will know that Czar's just around the corner here, waiting for something to kind of just happen, maybe a pinch or what, and will. Around the corner. There it is. Spike's also been dropped. And this is a 2 versus 3. Mojer does not want to waste too many of his bullets there, just in case he gets pushed by Nazi, and you can't see that just be the case. Woody alone, sheriff in hand, pretty deadly. That Salvo's really gonna get a catch here. I love the isolation there, and honestly, this is pretty damn doable. He just has to get a couple of head taps, and he's home free. 30 seconds, plenty of time to really make something happen.
30 seconds left.
Has the stun as well alongside drone.
There he is. Able to give that 1 versus 1 against Valdin, but not successful with it.
Thorns activated.
Still pretty close.
Yeah. Now it's beginning to string things together again on the defense, just being able to work around the map. I mean, you have Zan positioned upwards, and he's able to find these picks. Apart from that, Savvy especially, just anticipating where his opponents might be, having seen that mid presence before, was able to check and clear, you know, at least one of them, but also information enough for the next one to go through, and then for the rest of his team to trade everything off. Now a sudden tiles crunch as well. Zan going all the way through, does flush all of RRQ Academy over onto the A site.
There is just one razor vine, one shear that is stopping this push from, you know, coming in through. I'm pretty sure they spotted him on the mini-map there. Didn't get tagged with the drone, though, but still. It's a fallback from RRQ here, and there's still plenty of time. They can show themselves on mid and start maybe working their back on A main. You kind of see from Naos that they're looking for the possibility and don't want to overcommit just defending this A site, just in case.
always gotta trip that shear first. The rotation's pulled over now as well. This could be a round where RRQ Academy finds success. They're scoping out this B site. Maybe the hit then to go through, depending on how Mojer and or PTC can hold it down.
Savi's about
30
to
seconds
recheck A main. No one's looking to invade there. It's the other way. Any play tactics though from Naos would be so much appreciated. The TP in for Mori, but he doesn't TP at the back of the site. He just holds on Boathouse here, just like 15 seconds. And there's a bit of coverage here for Mojer. He's using the smoke that was dropped in by the Cypher, comes around the corner, goes in big. Now it's PTC at the back of the site by himself. He's gonna have to play devil's advocate here, which he does. And now there's not enough time. Gets caught and Moria's down. Naos, another round in the bag.
Oh, and in a single round, PTC has tripled his the number of kills that he has. It was a 0 before.
Yes.
But that is still a much needed play for Naos. Read the map, they had the push outs, they got curious enough to check A main at the right time, which then called for Mojer to smoke things off. Just incredible work. Gotta keep this up for, you know, more rounds though, if we are to push into a possible comeback or OT play. RQA looking to launch a full frontal assault into the A site.
Ooh. If they can break a potential stealth drone, maybe Mojer can really rack it up there. Some of the pop shots here would be pretty helpful, but looks like that's a no. Savvy gets some pretty sick assistance, and now it's a 1 versus 1. Lots of information gathered by Moria here. Picks up the spike, and now it's a bit of a game of cat and mouse, but we'll see who's the feline and who's the rodent. Moria. That's PTC hearing the close of the door. There is a world where he just kind of goes all the way around A main, yeah, but he's going to check A short just in case first so that Moria is not actually there waiting for him. But yeah, there he goes. He's just going to go A main. I like the idea.
Gonna make some noise as well, but just enough to get close in. Moria, though, okay, he's got another smoke, so he can play around that. But this is why you got the Teho, right? Surely.
Oh, he's gonna, yeah, get pushed out. Using the all of the abilities that he has. Moria's playing this really well, though, with that smoke as well, but both of them understand where each other is. What a shot from Moria! The jiggle for the head tap. Oh my goodness, what a clutch.
Can you believe it? I mean, Moria being able to put up this performance. A guy who has been all around the scene. I mean, he started playing Valorant the same time that PTC did, which is ever since the game launched. However, shifted around several teams, moved over to Boom at some point in 2023, and then over onto Todak, but finally finding his home here in RQ Academy, and finding that clutch as well. 15 assists, much needed for RQ Academy to get to map point. And then possibly a closer as well. IC's just scoping out as much as possible in the Yelp.
And they're not wasting any time, but the same could be said here for RRQ. Already nabbing this A site, bringing the spike here. Null command uses a reaction from Naos, but doesn't really stop anything. Savvy's getting a lot of information, though, before he drops. Steel Garden used as contact. Timing is going to be so crucial. Zan, someone miraculously still gets a kill. And here comes the rest of them. It's still such a very much, difficult moment to just lapse on the Armageddon. And Valen just gets caught in the carpet. PTC is a great player, but he's not that good in the 3 versus 1, especially in such a sticky situation. And ladies and gentlemen, got a
different map. Different comps as well, Asterai. I'm like trying to wrap my head around it, but we can see, yes, they are running the same thing that they ran before. And that's where I do get a bit nervous or concerned as well, because as we saw on Lotus, IC on the Neon went a little bit too far amok by himself sometimes. Hopefully not the same case on Haven. However, for Naos, this is where the comp might stay the same, but the player player might have shifted a bit. Previously, it was Zen on the ISO. This time, it's Valden. Zen wasn't having the best time on the ISO before, so I could see perhaps that is why they switched things up.
I see. No delay whatsoever. Really wanted to start this thing off. And he kind of is just challenging somebody to shoot him through the smoke here and whatnot. A couple of shock darts and undercuts being used. Good lineups for Naos, but no one connecting. RRQ is just pretty much aware of it. In order to see RRQ going the other way here, wanting to challenge for this this garage control, excuse me. Not looking at the right position here, and somehow Naos is just going in for the push on the site, and it's working. It's all down to Icy now. Down to like 5 HP. Someone else is going straight up for the defuse, and that is going to be that. Mojer shuts him down. Chaotic to say at the least.
Yeah, a little bit, right? Especially with RQ Academy going all the way through and then back into sight. They kind of had to retake their own post plant.
Yeah.
Which is a little bit odd and unfortunate, but you know, it also kind of worked out, just giving them a little bit more space to work around it. However, that said, this is where you get to see the composition from Naos as well. The double duelist, it's not just any duelist, it's ISO. The shield comes in handy for sure on some of these pistol rounds, and not only that, now you got Valden up with the Guardian, so a bit more damage going through.
Valden is
Over there.
rearing here. Well, that tripwire is going to give him a freebie. He tries to just back away, scares them off with the undercut. Everybody's looking elsewhere on the map, and PTC shooting gallery guaranteed. Moria tries to be sneaky with the Bucky there, but Zan just a bit too, a little bit more sneakier than he was.
Sorry, I thought I heard you say something else. Yeah, it's definitely sneaky. And you know, it's an attempt. It's again one of these throwaway rounds where I guess RQ Academy kind of test the waters, you know, trying to launch the full assault into the site. But
What was that?
Naos are able to hold it down. I think it was like halfway through saying nice, but it got perfectly cut.
Yes.
And that's the undercut as well from Valden, right? It also not only suppresses opponents now, but it kind of affects their health. So even further now, same thing again.
That's a fake one. Unless... No. No Durka moment here. Still, they do know that Mojer at least has brought out this outlaw. Counter flash from him as well here. Paranoia not going to hit the brunt of them, but Savvy is very close on that response, and he's been pretty good with this Guardian throughout this entire series, able to pick up a third 3K as the round ends. 3-0 for Naos.
Yeah, bonus round picked up. It's beginning to go quick, and it's one of those things where you begin to question Jarwa with the calls again. Full A rush, not too much else across the map, and it's just a quick hit that Naos just fends off. You know, while they pushed up, PTC began to push out of C, and with that further information, everyone just rotates over onto A. So this time around, you do have Nazi beginning to lurk across B, which might give RQ Academy more legs in this game.
Yeah, a bit of a broken bite right now for RQ as well. Trying to at least close some distance with their weapons here. Bit of a jiggle peek. Great shot, but no headshots needed. PTC might have to just back away here, but that chase from Icy is stone cold. Able to get that quick little extra weaponry. Zan TP out. Gets chased in by the bullets. Lots connecting, but he's not done just yet. Here comes the push out, the Riot Shield as well. Flash is incoming. No plan on the spike just yet, and it is RQ deciding to go and just fight up this entire battle, this entire duel. Zara's in a 1v1 and just, yeah, he knows exactly what's up. There has to be a reposition here from Zara. How is he alive from that aftershock? Scary stuff. Zar, no way. I mean, he probably knows about this, right? Zan is just cooked.
Cool.
There it is.
Yeah, Maybe the progression smoke, not I don't know, not deep enough. But
Yeah.
it's tough to really put on the spot. It's one of those things where you're Omen 1v1 and
Enemy remaining.
you're feeling that much pressure as the young player coming into the team, and yeah, kind of play yourself in that sense. And not the first time that we've seen that from Zen today too. So Omen, I don't know, but sometimes that's what you do with duelist players, right? Stick them on the controller and they learn. That said though, RQ Academy now a bit more control, a bit more stakes across the map, and it definitely forces Naos to rethink. Look at this progression smoke as well. All quickly picked up, and Woody's one away from Hunter's Fury.
Could just go A main and maybe pick it up, or well, I don't know. But other than that, can't see the rotation here for RRQ. They're flirting with the idea to just go on that A site, trying to catch Naos's setups here. The forced TP away from Mojer though is something. But more than anything else, this also opens up, mid control. Brute forcing their way on A. So Naos, I think, not reading this too well, thinking that maybe that the initial contact outside garage means it's a swing, but no, it's a C swing on through garage here. Interesting.
Alright, just pulling the rotations all across the map. Now Rolling Thunder completely collapses backside, but Valden's still landing his shots.
Ooh, and he will refresh those shields as well.
30
The peek out.
seconds left.
True. Now, I know something's up. Spots out the contact from Nazi, who just gets kill after kill after kill. Mojer just able to just, grab him unconscious. Back to the B side, able to see him lurking somewhere through garage or window. And that's going to be that. Stuff.
Crazy. You're an ISO, but you're still kind of like a sentinel able to anchor down the side just because of your ability to take on duels. And in that sense, Valden absolutely delivers. The guy who's been around Indonesian Valorant scene for quite a while, off towards Boom, Alter Ego, and then now onto Naos for the first time ever. Such a lovely sight. Now he's got kill contract. Might just pull someone into the gulag.
Could be. We'll see. Valden, he is very, very pocketed here on short. I mean, I don't know. We'll have to see though. IT is prepared for it, but yeah, that shoulder peeking out, and Valden's like, this is a freebie. Picks it up. No need for the gulag here on pistol, but how far he's already pushed up. Still though, the bravado, the reposition, and they just light up. I mean, this is just punish kill after punish kill. Should have been, coulda, woulda, shoulda, but it's just not for this round.
Not at all. The gun's not supporting them, but neither were the movements, especially when Naos are just putting up that many roadblocks across the map. And I think that's one thing that Naos is doing exceptionally well, especially on 3-site maps like this and Lotus, is the fact that anytime they do need to rotate, they often stay disciplined enough to leave at least a sole player somewhere to gather more information, anchor down the site, and at times it's PTC who delivers. At times it's Valden who delivers, and it's just working out a treat for the entire team. And, well, round 7 in, timeout being called by, RQ Academy. Wait, we just lost someone. A camera died.
It's okay, as long as the PC doesn't, then we're all good. As long as the connection is there, we're all good.
All right.
It has been a pretty grueling series. And both of the teams, well, especially RRQ, really hitting that, I don't know, like barrier, to just trying to break. Sky is trying to just rally the troops. Moment here, and is his guidance going to be effective? Especially when RRQ has a lot of tricks in the bag now available to them to use.
Yeah, so much of it. all
out of nowhere. And then, of course, the final blow from Mojer. This is nuts. I wasn't just about hyping up the, how oppressive the gulag or the kill contract with the shield is. About hyping up the, how oppressive the gulag or the kill contract with the shield is. But then you just see off-cam kills out of nowhere.
Yeah,
Dang.
our face is like that Dan the Penguin spray at the end right there. It's the surprise, the shocked Pikachu face. Going a flash, back sight, which then allows for, the rest of the team to push through. Savvy, PTC, maybe some slight waterfall action. But then you also got Mojer taking down. I don't know if they're going to be able to string the round together.
Well, I think RRQ is not wasting any time here. They're immediately just blasting through the defense right now. It's a little bit confusing as to where they're going to look for their kills.
He's alone.
He's alone, but still. Navi's trying to just kind of feel out instinct-wise where the lurks will be, but everybody's just looking on the other direction, and Zara and Nazi already done and dusted. Mojer able to intercept Moria's flank coming in through a link, and you can already see they're just chilling, having fun. He's able to just
This is exactly
react so well, yeah.
Yeah, exactly what I mean. At some point you're playing aim labs, but
Yeah.
it's also, again, right, the game plan. I get that it's like a half by round, but you have an overdrive and you spent it just by running solo into sight, which does, I guess, kind of leave a bit of a gap towards the back of B or middle. But when Valdin is just able to react that well, and not just Valdin as well, Savvy 8K on the A site, it just completely shuts down anything that IC was trying to do.
Over there.
So it just it's
Cover going out.
it's just burnt and all for nothing much,
It's really hard to be in that position too, because you just kind of have to at some point. But this
Yeah.
is feeling very similar to Lotus, at least in this first half. Again, very much strained type of contact, and it could work, but again, just throwing your hat in the mix is just not going to be enough. Still, though, Woody, insane shots. It's a bit of a hill to climb, but this is a 2 versus 1. He's already been outed. He knows where this drone came out of. It's a 1 versus 1. Savvy's kind of chasing for the kill, and he mixes up against Woody. Couldn't really control his spray pattern there. Love the sidestep from Savvy, and he saves the round for now. Close call, though.
Feels bad. The angle also kind of favors Savvy somewhat. He had the boxes, the crates in front of him for additional cover.
Yeah.
And it's like you either go for the wallbang or you just play it safe, right? But you're running out of time too, and Savvy just manages to dink and shoot you with another headshot. That's the experience again. Just so much going on for Naos, and like you mentioned, the weird contact, but they're doing it again, Asurai.
I wonder what the call is now. This kind of pacing. Are they trying to, I don't know, condition Naos? But conditioning a team means that it has to work sometime. But so far, kaput, nada.
Well, it is pulling a lot of players towards B right now.
Okay. All right. Yeesh. Stinger though. That was
Naos.
yeah. That was a Vandal. That was a rifle. Maybe. 1 for 2 trade though.
Which gives Naos numbers. So even if Spike gets planted onto A now, you're looking at a 4v3 retake where you don't really have the best guns.
Yeah, but I mean, Woody. Honestly, Woody, if he swaps weapons, maybe with Ice, and then he plays a farther thing with his ultimate. I don't know. There's something there, but he's the one that has the spike, so he has to be the one to plant it.
That'd be perhaps the Hunter's Fury will
Spike planted.
give them some support.
Setting up the recon dart already. Time push, retake with the rest of the team. Mojo's gonna be the spirit tip right now. Flashes come to shove. Great stuff from Icy though, even through the paranoia. Shots connecting beautifully from Savvy, and here comes the rest of Naos. Pretty much painless on that retake. RRQ just out-timed, outsped with how they wanted to react to that push.
For real, man. I feel like we just started this map, but now we're looking at round 10, 9-1 with the current score. And that was just a flawless retake, you know, helmed by Savvy. Like, as the IGL, this is what you love to see him do. Hiding up on top of heaven. And he kind of, like, takes his time visualizing the site, right? While his team kind of sets up the utility. And the recon hits, everything, he knows exactly where to look at that point forward. Able to land the flicks. The first two were perfect. And then for his team to clean up onto the last. Round 11, and this would be one of the last few full buys. RRQA Academy spends it by dashing straight in outside of the back lane.
That's a quick little push here. The reposition from Zando might cost them a bit. Hunter's Fury already expended the back of the site, and it is getting picks after picks. Unfortunately, the push from Zar at the back gets spotted with the operator from Mojer. Now it's a 2 versus 1 from Woody. A very similar situation from what we had a while ago, but this time they're not really going heavy against him. PDC, you can see he has a lurk on C long. They know potentially where Zara is going to be coming from. The timing is going to be crucial. One more peek. He sees the barrel. If he's not too greedy, Mojer doesn't give away his position as well, and he will get spotted and gutted.
Just punched through.
Last round.
I mean, nothing could stop that op shot from going off. Mojer just so patient, and of course, just being able to play around with it again. It's something that RRQA Academy will be relatively well. I don't know if they're worried about it any longer. That's right. Every round they're just dashing into sight without a care in the world. I see just. First one in, first one out. I don't know.
I don't know if this is just how RRQ wants to keep progressing through these rounds, but
No distraction.
This is a okay. Valdon's feeling pretty like heroic on this one. It actually backfires on him. That will be a catch though. Savvy's inside the smoke. They know where he is, and he can't really escape through the stuns and everything. I think there might have been a little bit too much over-eagerness here from Naos, and it is just backfiring, leaving only PTC in a 1 versus 5. Push comes to shove. He might actually maybe get a few kills here and there, but very far from a potential clutch.
All right, 1v5.
Yeah.
Nah, he's gonna do it. That's right. He's gonna watch. Just watch. Just watch.
If I'm not a betting man, but
there's a crossfire. He's gonna get it. Nope.
if he did, my God.
Switching sides.
But that is one of the more real executes that
was just, I don't know, thriving in it. Anyways, here's RRQ going with a quick little start. I see immediately on the fight here. Does get a catch onto Savvy, but still alive. Barely breathing, down to 35. Maybe gonna wait for the smokes here before they start working their way back into the C side or elsewhere. We'll have to see.
Maybe. Again, though, it's like utility spent, and now it's just drone re-clear. Oh. If anything, you're still kind of forced to repeatedly check in case Naos are pushing up, and that allows for PTC to create some alert pressure into a kill.
That's not just lurk pressure. That might even be just straight up rotation from RRQ. Woody does find PTC though. Here goes the paranoia forcing them back. Back to the site being cleared right now by Mojer. No one's home, and this should be a plant for Naos. It's a 4 versus 4 as the round continues, but Naos has taken a bit of a beat down. You can see Savvy and Valdon down to half. Zar now coming around for the flanks here. Those shots from Nazi costing him his life. Because the rest of them, beautiful recon dart as well. Timing could be brutal. The isolation, the reposition, and Zar still has the advantage. Knows already that Mojer is very much down to low. Where is that TP coming from? Does he even know it's on the flank? Yeah, he does. He's looking at A long here, and the shot from Mojer. The connection to the cranium, and that is a clutch and then some.
That's one of those clutch scenarios where you see your life flash before your eyes, or you see victory flash before your eyes, and Mojer just grabs hold onto it, man. He doesn't let go. Up to 12 kills, 5 deaths only right now.
Yeah.
And he's doing the work for the team. This puts RRQ Academy into a really bad spot because they have to force up. Naos just might have it here.
I mean, we'll see. RRQ going for the heroics and just pushing straight up onto mid. That, oh, ooh. Oh, it's gonna cost them a lot. Gonna be quick rotation or just a fast burst onto the C site. No plan on the spike yet, though, but I mean, there is no reasonable map control for RRQ available here. Fault lines being thrown out. Like the idea and everything. Shotgun connecting from Valden, using that little bit of gap to get into the back of the site, but he's just only able to really get the one, as Icy could not get him out of that situation, especially when the wall drops, and now we are here at series point.
That was mid-slide, man. You gotta get a replay on that. With a classic too, just so sharp, so good. I mean, the macro and everything, just pushing out or lurking, and just everyone being able to hold on to the site, not allowing for RRQ Academy to get any form of control whatsoever. Okay, well, okay, let's see the damage that RRQ Academy can do. Icy with the judge, ladies and gents.
Oh, no! What? That was a shot right from Woody. Still, the isolation, though, works out well for them. That wasn't the main plan here for now, as they are looking to go aggressive on this C push. Nazi, what was he looking at? I think he just saw maybe a whirl, a zip, a zap.
Anyone else?
That is going to be a trade, though. Not yet done just yet. To 3-2. A shotgun in the hands of Icy here. The push out, the isolation. Great catch from Czar. A very workable scenario for RRQ. The reposition, the shotgun connects, and Zan, he's got himself a sheriff for the long range. No defuse is happening just yet, and here comes Icy. Forward save, and RRQ live to fight for another day.
Gun here.
Icy's player cam, he was like, I think he put up like 3 fingers onto his screen. It's like, I got 3 kills! Hey! And that's what he gets to exactly. I mean, on these retakes, sometimes he can be deadly, especially when it's a shotgun.
Let's do this.
Catches his opponents off guard. But I don't know how much that's going to keep up. You know, now they're going to be able to buy up big this round. So will RRQ Academy, relatively. But let's see. All right, ICS the overdrive. Tech pause.
Yeah, it's been... Oh, it's okay. We have it every once in a while. But you're absolutely right. Wonder how much Icy is going to be able to impact this next one, especially when there is a lot of options almost available for now. So I think Valden's the one that's having a bit of hiccup here and there. Valden, speaking of which, is very much nearing his kill contract. Also, just wanted to at least point it out. I don't think we're feeling the nerfs, at least as viewers, on the Yoru. You know how we talk about the shorter dimensional drift as well as the heftier cost on the ultimate itself? It doesn't feel as, it doesn't feel as much. Like, it's a good nerf, but it's not enough to really dissuade people from using Yoru, because he's just a good agent that we're seeing just be well utilized for some of these teams.
Especially for pro play. I mean, just how much you're able to do with the scouting. But maybe not fully feeling it, but the effects are definitely there to balance him out. But apart from that, we'll see. RRQ Academy again trying to control C as well as Garage.
Here they are. Ooh! Oh! What a second shot from that! All you can really do is just the oohs and the ahs. The TP out, and Czar, okay, chasing him down. Beautiful stuff here from RRQ, and they are just thundering back the roars. Oh my goodness.
Something just flipped on a switch, and then Nazi just decides to like, all right, I'll get the kills this round. Up around Garage, he didn't even have any trips around the door to support him. He was hovering back and forth between C Long and Garage, and damn, man just got himself up on a DDR mat and managed to find every single beat.
I love that. Just started like dancing and
Time to jump.
whatnot. Yeah. We'll, put that into the highlights. Okay, now Naos, they don't really have the money, but they do have the numbers though, and they have somehow range on stingers. What is happening? Nazis just being pushed back. We should be able to at least plant the spike. No, never mind. That is just a denial straight up from Icy. He just says no. PDC's by himself, but it's a 2 versus 1. He's got some utility and the Sheriff in hand as well. Spot does the first contact with Woody. Able to react in the nick of time, and that is RRQ stringing a couple of rounds together, building economy and building some steam.
And alts. So while I was taking a look at the overdrive from before, now you've got Jar on towards the Rolling Thunder, Neural Staff from the Shadows, negotiable, still useful. But namely, Woody close to the Hunter's Fury as well. Naos on the other hand, though. I mean, if Valiant removes the right person from a site, that could be game.
That's a very good point.
Over there.
Oh, let's see though. He has been liking to just throw that out immediately as soon as they get that quick little info. It's a bit of info for PTC. I mean, he's not getting a lot of info just from that recon dart. He at least knows. Oh, now that he spots out that utility from the Neon, things could change for the call up here. PTC is gonna... What? He still hits a shot. That's a 1-for-1 trade in a 3 versus 1 scenario. Big value. Ultimate. Nazi, where is he gonna go? There's a Hunter's Fury. There's an ultimate. My God. Still the back of the site. Moria picks up 2. Nazi able to get another one as well. Mojer picked off, cleaned up. And now is their effort just shrugged aside by the Indonesians. This is looking good for RRQ. They're really reading it back here, Quack.
Right? It looked really good for Naos for a while, then all of a sudden, RRQ Academy found the right timing. Just as Naos is about to execute, that's when they go for the hit. As soon as that Gulag pops off, Morea is the one who TPs up behind and catches the rest of the Naos squad square in the face. And all of a sudden, economy has swapped around. The tables have turned. It's Naos who have to half buy up or save again.
And they're actually just compressing themselves for one big punch.
Cutting through.
No one's inside the A site. Can already see Woody has fallen back.
Well, I wouldn't mind this if it baits out Jar's Rolling Thunder. If I were the coach of Naos.
OPC. Not this time, right? Yeah, no. Icy's just a little bit too quick with the jiggle. Oh, they're looking to actually just send the fight. I like the idea here, but Nazi is just a bit too prepared for the shenanigans. You love to see it. Naos is on a stalemate right now. They are just grasping at straws at this point, Quack.
True. I mean, I could see why they were kind of hiding around A-Link in case the Rolling Thunder gets sent across the side. But guess what? Jar's like, no, I'm saving this one, man. I'm not gonna push the button. Oh, it's so good. Meanwhile, I just took a look at the player sheet that we have as well.
Yeah.
Dude, Icy has the movement, right?
Yeah.
Zen had the movement before, and I thought Zen was young. Icy is 16. He just got old enough to participate in this tournament. Oh my God.
We are, as you would say, the old guard.
Like that explains why they have the neon movement.
Yeah, true enough, but couple that with like just insane, I think, team IQ, player IQ to help the team, and he's becoming like such a complete player. That being said, though, right now we're seeing one of the issues that Naos really does tend to face once in a while, or a couple of times already. That's why we're seeing them. That's why we saw, I think, the performance or the result that they had during Split 2 is just they just can't finish a game from time to time, and it's costed them a lot. How many rounds is this already? This is 5 straight rounds from RRQ.
Time to jump.
Now they just need the one, right? They're already at they're halfway through the door. They just need one more quack.
Oh god, the judge, that's right.
I see the quick chill charge out. Where was the TP out for Mojo? He just left his team. Oh my god. They were supposed to be there to just get the 2 versus 1, but Icy with the judge is stone cold. Gonna press themselves out of this fight. Woody's just...
One enemy remaining.
Yeah, he's unstoppable at this point. And there's just way too many players for PTC to handle. I think another timeout is, pretty much in the works
timeout
here.
back to back, man.
I mean, we ain't saying
This
no to
is
that.
nuts.
Not gonna lie.
I don't know. I don't know. Players, well, there was a fault line there, so that was really lovely setup by RRQ Academy. Jar just working alongside IC. Moser, oh my god, you were the chosen one! And IC's like, I have the high ground.
Who's next?
Oh my goodness.
Here.
All right, here we go. Mo just activated his ultimate
Time to
already.
jump.
Gone for the dimensional drift, getting as much info as he can. No one's on the site for the meantime here, Quack. And you're gonna try to force them back. Rolling Thunder is immediately prepped by Czar. That aftershock is also gonna expose those on Hell. This is going to be an interesting situation for Naos to be in. The retake is definitely going to be there. Mojer hits a shot with the judge, but here comes the rest of RRQ. One more onto PTC, but he's already down. Able to get a kill onto Nazi there. But that is all that she wrote. RRQ, the barrage, the string continues on and on and on, and 3 more rounds and we will have overtime.
Give them time to reposition.
It is relentless, Asarai. Who wrote this script, man? I demand to know why. I see it's just still going with it. Jar, on the other hand, like, this guy has been holding on to his Rolling Thunder for like the past, I think, 4, maybe more rounds now, and he hasn't had to use it yet. He can save it for a really necessary retake against Naos now. So we'll see. Naos buying up once more. They're running out of chances, though, to close this one out.
Absolutely.
Oh.
Well, they're
Okay,
gonna
you
try
feel the
their
push from C.
Yeah, they're gonna try their hands into that B side. Woody has taken a bit of a beat down here, and immediately the run away. There is a very late lurk from PTC here. Moria is pretty much prepared for it, but this distraction from PTC is huge. Czar, beautiful positioning on that ultimate. I wonder if there's gonna be anything to come out of this, because Nazi is looking for an opportunity at this point. Valden pushes him back. That smoke is pristine and divine. Icy's pushing it back, but Moria gets caught, and this B push finally works for Naos, and they, ladies and gentlemen, will progress into the semifinals.
Just picked up the win. Savvy instantly popping off.